Hi everyone, it's Maude and Keith here, just doing a bit of an update on what the front looks like currently. I'm going to be dropping in some before pictures to show you what this looked like exactly 1 year ago. Still got quite a few things to change, doors, windows, railings, walls, but the plants are kind of looking really good. Loving these planters. And Topiaries. I've got some jasmine. The rose is finally all the way up there. And that's actually been in the ground for its second year this year, so its growth rate's been amazing. And this was the first time that we've done a swirl, which was thrilling. Got a couple of different things in here. We've got some acanthus grasses towards the back, eventually trying to cover the whole house in jasmine, a deciduous conifer, which is called stiff weeper, which is beautiful and soft, and it turns a lovely golden color and drops all its leaves. And we've got a couple of other plants that are in here. I might do a screen grab and drop those in. Some autumn joy sedum that's flopping, and an Acer capsicum snake bark. This is about to lose its leaves, but it just can't wait till this tree actually gets a bit bigger, fills in a bit more space. Some more ornamental grasses, and again I've got these topiary balls for kind of evergreen structure. So there's one here, one further there. And then I've always been intimidated by topiaries, so I'm going to give them a good go. So we've got this one, which is mirroring that one, but as they grow in, I'm going to maybe do something a bit more exciting. Typical hydrangea in the back, giving some really good fall color. Some rhododendrons, really beautiful kind of pinky colors in spring. And Hookerianum, Crinnodendorn, Chilean lantern. This is the first time that it's finally put on some growth. I'm kind of expecting it to, I'm going to try to maintain it towards the bottom of the windowsill. I think that'll be big enough, and it's got these really nice fat lanterns on them. Got some silver swan euphorbia, which is looking really good. It's really nice, kind of blue color, just kind of brightens up the space, which I really like. And then in the back, there is a magnolia fairy, Macella, I think, and it looks like it's starting to bud up as well. So again, I've tried to go for a lot of flowering shrubs and evergreen foliage. This tree, absolutely one of my favorites. It's put on so much growth, and I'm looking for it to get all the way up to there, and I think it's going to look amazing. Then we've got some St. John's wort, kind of curving around the back and then filling in. There's a couple of hollyhocks that have spent, they were like 30 feet tall this summer. And then losing all of my fall color here, but this is a witch hazel. I think it's called Jelena, but it's budding up. It's about to start flowering. I think in the spring this should be big enough for me to divide and kind of fill this in with some ornamental grasses. There's that kind of miscanthus peeping up. And then eventually I want to take this wall down, all things permitting. I'm going to lower it, and then I want to do a low hedge of this Berberis Darwinii. I think that would look really nice. I'm struggling to get some graft cuttings, but I kind of want to line the front with this and just have it a little bit more lower and open. But this Cupressa Wilma is just really fun. Topiaries, really, really fun and cheap. Got some lamb's ear. Some spent mums in the pots in the front. But when we moved in, none of this was here. It was completely full of concrete and about 15 bags of rubbish, and couldn't even dig. So I think it's come a long ways. I think I still have some gaps to fill. Some of you might think that's crazy, absolutely mental, but you know, when you have a small garden, you just pack it in. It's difficult to get in here and work in now, but I'm really enjoying it. And then eventually I want to either paint the steps or kind of redo them. Lavender, it's kind of bouncing back from its August cutback. Got a couple of bald spots, but I think that's going to fill in. Really happy with this, although the postman probably isn't at all. Because when it's summer, the lavender is all the way over here and you can barely get to the door. But, you know, lavender before postman. So you can see I've got some stinking, what is it? Stinking flag iris, I think is the name of it. That's really filled in. I've got some Hookerianum down here that I'm actually going to dig up because you just can't see it anymore because the shrubs are getting further along. And then this was the first plant I put in this garden, this hydrangea. And it's getting better and better every year, and it was a gift. It was a home moving gift from one of my best friends, so I've really enjoyed having it up here. And I've tried to keep the colors kind of pinks and oranges and yellows, you know, obviously with some different foliage textures, but I need a few more orange things. And then, you probably can't see it very well, I've got some evergreen ferns here. These color it really nicely. They do really well in a climate. And this is a Japanese maple, which I am blanking on the name. But it's, you know, all of our trees always have a first hard year. But the kind of idea is that this kind of grows up. And I'll keep it well pruned, and it'll have a nice lofty kind of canopy. And eventually I think this is going to feel like a woodland front garden, which is what I want. I also have some Fermium here, which was a gift from a friend. These actually get quite big, but I'll just keep dividing them. And I think I might change the placement a little bit. Maybe pop this one there. But I'm really pleased with how this is looking. If you don't know, we are in a coastal climate. So we get a lot of wind and some harsh conditions, and so far I'm highly rating all of these plants. And some of them, like the Hookerianum, which is, or can be, temperate in some areas of the UK, that one's actually doing really well. So yeah, I'll start working on the back. Hi everyone, I just wanted to very quickly say thank you for having a watch and introduce who we are. So I'm Maude. Keith is somewhere in the garden having a truffle around. I will include a funny picture of me trying to get him on camera. He did not enjoy it, but you will see him probably more than me. He's better looking. I'm going to be behind camera and doing a bunch of digging to give you a bit of insight into the garden and the climate that we are in. So this is a typical UK small town coastal area. We have an equivalent to like a USDA zone 9, but I think we've got a bit more moisture, got a lot of wind, and the temperatures get a lot of hot weather. I mean, it can be a little warm, but not crazy hot, and the weather is a little bit more kind of mild, so we don't typically get a lot of like winters and stuff like that are really strong, and we also don't get a lot of snow. We also will have a lot of trees, and there's a lot more to show in the back garden, so feel free to follow along and see what we get up to. I've got some ambitions. I don't know if it'll all fit in the garden, and I don't know what the time it'll be to get them in the garden, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you. Bye.